Hello and good evening. I'm Cheryl D'Souza and you're watching Goa 365. Our headlines for the day. Konkan Railway will retain its identity, says Managing Director of KRC. CCP starts open house event to get suggestions from people on the development of Panjim city. Pine trees fast disappearing from Keri shoreline. Music means different things to different people. We spoke to a few musicians to get their feelings on World Music Day. Those were our headlines. Now for the news in detail. The Konkan Railway Corporation Limited Managing Director Anurag Mishra ruled out any possibility of a merger of the Konkan Railway with Indian Railways and hoped that the Konkan Railway would start making a profit from the current financial year. During an informal meet with media persons, Mr. Mishra said, and I quote, "You'll have your Konkan Railway with you," unquote. He was replying to questions asked by journalists on the merger of the Konkan Railway with Indian Railways.
The original agreement said that after 15 years or as and when the debt liabilities are met with, it could merge with Indian Railways. But we have been able to convince the Ministry of Railways and others that the merger has no tangible benefits either for Indian Railway or for Konkan Railway. Right? So I don't think there are any chances of merging Konkan Railway with. You'll have your Konkan Railway with you.
Talking on the Sky Bus project, he said that they were trying to find a commercial partner for this project. And on the safety part, they would be signing an MOU with the Research and Design Standard Organization.
We are trying to find partners, commercial partners, so that we can implement it commercially. We are also trying to work out an MOU with RDSOR, Research and Design Organization, so that we can work together on the Skybus project, which has been a favorite.
He said that they had already planned 3 new stations on the KRC route, which would help the KRC to run few new trains on these routes.
This year we have already got sanction for 3 more stations. One is between Bali and Kankona. The 2 are between Sawantwadi, Kudal and Parnem, where the block section, the distance between 2 stations is 22 kilometers. Once I make a station in between, it became 10 or 12 and I can run more trains.
He said that the intention of the KRC is to find the fastest means of transport between Mumbai via Goa to Mangalore, which has been achieved.
You will be glad to know, in the last 3 years, we can take a lot of pride in declaring now that we have been able to achieve the same. Out of the last 3 years, first year the freight grew by 78%, second year 38%, and the year which has just gone by, there by 30%. And last 2 months, April and May of the current financial year, the freight has grown by about 84%.
Mr. Mishra said that they have reduced the operational ratio of the Konkan Railway, which would help the KRC to become a profit-making company by the end of this financial year.
The operating ratio was about 112. What it meant that for earning 100 rupees, we were spending 112 rupees. Last year the operating ratio was 83.5. That means for earning 100, we were spending 83. That means we were saving something. And I feel very happy to share with you that the year which has gone by, ending March 08, the operating ratio has dropped to 72.4. That means for earning 100 rupees, we are now only spending 72.4 rupees.
An open house event that began yesterday on the Jawaharlal Nehru Urban Renewable Mission will go on until the 22nd of June. The program is incorporated for the people of Panjim in order to propose their views as to how their city needs to be developed. Some of the programs under the Jawaharlal Nehru Urban Renewable Mission include urban renewal, heritage conservation, mobility and basic services for the urban poor. The CCP had earlier met people from the 30 wards to know what problems the people of the various wards are facing. People from different quarters have mentioned the various problems that they face on a day-to-day basis. The Fishing Ramponkar Association had said that they have problems with water supply and garbage problems and proper sanitation, while some have pointed out to the mobility problems at the jetty like lack of space for parking and old ferries which cause hardships when they break down. The other problem that was also highlighted was with regard to the slums in Altheen as well as the garbage collection and toilet facilities at Altheen. Another problem that was brought to light was the parking space for two-wheelers and many other problems that are prevalent in the city of Panjim. The projects proposed under the various sectors such as heritage include medical institutes, film institutes at the old GMC, renovation of the Menezes Braganza, adaptive use of the building for civic functions allowing public access, conservative work to be taken up as integrative development of nalas, while the suggestions with regard to public squares was that they be redesigned and remove all fencing elements to define public square with stone paving and proper pedestrian areas. We spoke to a few people who were present at the open event who told us how they felt about it and also shared their proposals with us.
It's really the need of the hour, especially the garbage problem that we are facing. And what my concern is more about the heritage area, because I come from a house that is situated in this heritage area. So what I would also feel is that they should, if they consider these places heritage areas, they should also give funds to maintain these houses and maintain these residential areas, so that will contribute to the upliftment of Bangalore city.
While some were a little critical of the open house event, they participated and gave their suggestions.
Yeah, it's a good idea to have something like this, have people's participation. However, once they have finalized their draft plan, it's necessary to go back to the people, ask their suggestions on what they have planned, and have a complete open discussion on that. After which they make the final plan, again ask the people. So that it will be then okay, right?
I suggest that we should have an open house session for the public where the people would come and discuss, debate, ask questions to the councillors, because finally the councillors are accountable, no? Because the Panjim councillors, the Panjim mayor is accountable. So we need to ask them what, like for example, my interest is heritage conservation. So those panels are there. But another thing which is missing there is the casuarina tree cover which is there on the Miramar beach. That is being felled indiscriminately. All the trees are being cut, but that is not reflected over here. So all the heritage monuments in the city needs to be conserved.
The final draft will be prepared later in August after a second open house event that will consider the various needs of the people. We'll spill into a commercial break. Stay with us.